All right, good evening, everyone. This is Meadows Place City Council meeting. This is a special meeting agenda. We are meeting on a different day than we normally do because of the holidays. This is December 21st, 2021, and it's now 6:31. I want to call to order and announce a quorum is present. We've got everybody here but who? Tia Baker, and let's hope that she's not sick. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. Jimmy Fenwick is going to give us the invocation, but we're going to ask our code enforcement officer to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you do so, please? And everybody stand and remain standing. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you so much for allowing us to gather today in this place. And we just ask that you continue to watch over Meadows Place, that you continue to watch over the staff, the community, the first responders, all those who make this place such a special place to live, raise our kids. God, especially in the season of Christmas and all of the holidays that are going on, God, we just ask that you watch over and protect all of our residents. They're going about doing all the different things. Watch over them, protect them, keep them safe. God, I thank you so much for our police and all those who continue to watch and protect our kids out and everything. We just ask that you continue to bless the city, bless this meeting. Continue to be with us. In your son's name we pray.
Amen. Thank you, Jimmy. Okay, we're going to follow our normal course, and that is to accept reports. First report is, as usual, that of the police department, and it will be led by Chief Gary Stewart. But by the way, I want to remind both Jimmy and Jennifer that y'all will now be on the record forever as having let us into this meeting. So thank you. All right, Chief, you got it.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. As usual, we start out with our number of accidents. And this December, you can see we had 9 accidents, about in line of our average. Number of arrests was 15. 1,894 calls for service, with 38 of those being report calls. Traffic, we had 321 traffic citations with a total of charges of 589. On our city ordinance violations, we had 0 citations issued. Warnings, 125 with 211 charges. And city ordinance warnings, we had 10 for a total activity count of 2,766. We had a pretty good month. As you can see, there's a lot of zeros, so I'm going to go down this list pretty quick. Assaults were 0. And we had 2 BMVs, no burglary of residents, no residential burglaries or burglary of business. We had 0 criminal mischief, 0 frauds this month, and 0 robberies. The 765 property checks, 5 thefts, 2 UUMVs, unauthorized use of motor vehicle. On our TLC program, which I know is helping, we had 42 that passed with 18 failures, a total of 60 contacts. And for the reporting period, with our city ordinance breakdown, we had 6 for solicitors, 4 for noise complaint, and in accidents, we had 0 in the roundabouts, just to give that in for Councilman Stagley. Now, referring to the chief's notes, as always, you can find in your packet the breakdown of the different calls that we have for the BMVs and where they occurred and the activity. I'd like for us to skip to the arrest page, and if you'll give me 1 minute, give you that number. So that is going to be page 5 for you. So you see the total. Each one of those I'm going to list out as you can read those if you have any questions. But we had most of them contained warrant for another jurisdiction, public intoxication, DWI, We had one warrant order of the jurisdiction with failure to ID fugitive. DWLI, which is driving while license invalid. And public intoxication, we had 2, and I think it was 4 DWIs. So we had one possession of a controlled substance, and we had one that was a part of a flock hit. And I want to go back to the flock, and I'll go over those with you as well. So the breakdown of the flock is on page 4, previous page. I know y'all are interested in this, but we had flock. We had 27 hits with 8 located and 14 unable to locate. The breakdown of those were 14 stolen vehicle alerts. 6 of those vehicles were cleared as located, but no arrest was made due to either it was a civil issue, wrong plates on the car, or not removed from this HPD system. And we run into that quite often. So we had 2 sex offender alerts, 1 missing person alert, and 2 warrant and protection orders. And you can see we had 1 arrest that would come out of that. Moving on to Chief's notes, or the additional notes.
Chief, could you spend just a second, educate me on this? We had the flock safety, you got 27 to 8. And the 8 is
Located.
what we located. Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And out of that 8, we end up with 1 arrest.
1 arrest, but we stopped the 8 people. Again, if they're stolen, then we're going to take them into custody.
Right.
But as we work through the process of our investigation, some of those were not taken out of the system by HPD that should have been. So in other words, they were still reported as stolen and they were recovered. The other thing would be if they had civil issues. In other words, it was reported stolen, but it was really somebody reported it stolen. It wasn't actually stolen. They gave it to them to use and that kind of situation.
And they just hadn't brought them back yet.
No.
Okay.
And that, again, is a reporting issue from another agency.
So that's 27 calls we probably wouldn't have had without the flock cameras. Is
Correct.
that a fair statement?
Correct. And typically, as you know, flock, we usually have a lot more arrest with it. And this is just a good month, and we like that. So moving on to page 10, as page 9 is my additional notes that continue with COVID protocol, and that stays the same. Page 10, just a couple of quick notes for me is that we're in the midst of holiday season, so I'm reminding everybody to stay vigilant. Also, keep an eye out, too, for the PD's holiday safety and scam alerts. It's going to be on Facebook, the videos and newsletter articles. 2 of them have been completed by Assistant Chief Ashton, and there's more to come. And as you saw, we had 0 frauds this past month, which is pretty good. Our live scan update, we're still waiting for our training to come in. We have our MOU completed. We're in line for that training, so it should be coming within the next month or 2. All shops are in service. Flock, we just discussed the 4 that were active. We had 4 more cameras put in today, as y'all heard it earlier. So those should be online here pretty quick, and we're looking forward to seeing how those work out for us as well. I think we're going to see even more use out of it. We're still working to finalize the ATV purchase. Believe it or not, you cannot find an XP1000 in Texas. So we're looking to go through some different things.
Where do we need to go?
Well, if you'll give me a ticket to Colorado, I'd love to go there. No, but I think
they got one?
No, I don't know. I was making probably a bad joke. But we do have some other options, and we don't have to use that particular model. So we are looking at some different models that would do the same function for what we need it for. And we do have. We talked to Mancuso's down the road on 59, and they have a few. Most places just don't have them in stock right now. They have a few that are in stock that would fit the bill. It's just making sure that we can get those things done and the equipment for them. So we are looking at maybe making a final decision here in the beginning of the year.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Chief.
Freeze mitigation is still in process with FEMA. It's a never-ending saga that I love to report to you all, but we do have 2, as I've mentioned before, Assistant Chief Ashton and Anna Maria Weston, our finance officer, who have been haggling them and trying to get this thing pushed forward, and they've done a great job. MPPD, we're still trying to fill one full-time position. We filled the 3, so we're doing pretty good. We have one in backgrounds are in progress, and so we're looking at maybe one more here pretty quickly. PD COVID update, we do have one officer that we found out today that has a family member that's positive, so we'll be following protocol with that officer and making sure that we do not bring that into our department. So again, the holiday season's here. It's upon us, and as a reminder, while you're shopping, the bad guys are shopping too. So please be aware of your surroundings. Don't leave anything visible in your car that you don't expect to be gone when you return. And to report any suspicious activity or persons to Meadows Place Police Department. And as a last note, we survived the hurricane season this year, so we're done. And that's my report.
Chief, thank you very much. For those watching and those in the audience, council had a workshop here earlier this evening talking about dispatch and flock cameras. It was, I'd say it was just a very educational and just very productive meeting. And Chief, I appreciate all the hard work that you did in putting all of that data together for the dispatch. And I love that.
Sorry about that.
You have a couple of people that like data on this council.
Yes, sir.
And so when you walked in there with 16 pages worth of data, they really appreciated it.
Well, let me not steal all the credit here because I did have some tremendous help from Assistant Chief Ashton. So thank you.
I know better than that. No, and I realize that, and I didn't mean that, but you happen to be the one standing at the microphone.
Yes, sir.
You're the one that presented it to us. It was very educational. Council, would it be fair to say that we came out of there with a much greater understanding of the benefits of additional dispatch? Okay. You did your job, Chief, and
yes,
you did it very, very well. You're to be commended in that. You always do a good job, but tonight you knocked it out of the park, and I appreciate all the effort.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anybody else got anything for questions or comments for the Chief? No, you wore us out.
Yes, sir. I think I've been with y'all quite a while.
With that, I just again want to say thank you very much, Chief. Appreciate it. I know you got holiday stuff and COVID stresses to go through, but we appreciate it, and tell all the guys that we hope the ones that can come out Wednesday or Thursday will be there, and we wish all the rest of them Merry Christmas.
Will do. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. All right. Item number 2 is code enforcement by Jennifer Cabello, code enforcement official. And Jennifer,
yes,
you're
sir.
ready to give us your report.
Yes. Good evening, Council. As many of you know, I'd like to introduce my father, Libra Cabello Jr.
I'm sorry, we can't talk when you don't. You might want to speak up a little louder.
I'd like to introduce my father, Librado Cabello Jr.
Nice to meet you and welcome.
I'm going to go ahead and go through a quarterly report for code enforcement for you guys. You can see the total violations for the month of October were opened 141, closed were 126. For the month of November, 124 violations were opened, 134 were closed. In December, 30 were opened and 45 were closed for the total violations there in the bottom. For year to date, you can see that there were 1,672 violations opened and 1,700 closed. Total weekend days worked for this quarter were 6. And the cases that were opened for this quarter in October were 91. Cases closed were 77, and cases to court were 6. In November, we had 78 cases opened, 86 closed, and 7 to court. December, 21 cases opened, 25 cases closed, and 2 to court. Year-to-date totals for the cases that were opened are 1,042, and cases closed were 1,074. Cases to court total for the calendar year were 74. There's a special note there for you guys to see that My officer license is in progress. I did take the code enforcement officer class December 6th through the 10th, and I registered with the TDLR. My formal training with my supervisor will continue until May 4th, 2022. If you turn the next page, you'll see the different types of violations that were incurred in this quarter, and also from January through September. The top violations that you see for the year really is going to be the grass and weeds in excess of 9 inches, 185, dead trees and landscaping, 145, trash cans, rubbish, recycling bins visible from the street is 106, exterior walls, trims that need to be cleaned were 91, and grass really basically in the cracks of the concrete were about 84 cases. The next page, you can see there's also more violations in comparison with the year and this quarter. I want to go down to the bottom section there. There's a total number of unoccupied building cases there that are in process. There are 4, and 1 was opened this year. You see them right there in the blue. We also have a total number of hazardous driveway cases opened that are 49. 24 were opened this year. And the rest there are some notes on one of the unoccupied homes there at the bottom. For that, if you guys have any questions, that's the code enforcement presentation.
Council? Any questions, comments for Jennifer? All right, I do. How many trees did we get trimmed to ballpark? Where do I find that out?
Go to the first page of the violations, and actually marked it there on the left side with that line: obstruction, clearances, tree landscaping, the different cases there. Total that were closed were 72. So there are 19 left to open. 5 of those have asked for an extension.
So what I see, obstruction, clearance, trees, landscaping, January through September, we had a total of 39. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then in October through December, you had 52.
Yes, sir.
All right. So out of that 52, is that the ones you're talking about where you've got cases open?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I want to say that's important because I have to give the fire report. And I don't want that report coming in where the fireman's still mad at us for hitting trees. So I want to thank you on multiple levels. And by the way, a lot of our houses look a lot better because of that. And we have folks in our family who are suffering because of a tree in one of these windstorms went down through their house. And part of the reason is because they hadn't gotten their trees thinned or trimmed. So even though they may not appreciate what you're doing, you may save somebody a whole lot of headache by getting it there. Plus, you keep a $1 million fire truck from getting hit.
Yes,
so
sir.
We appreciate that. Jennifer, thank you very much. I think you've done an outstanding job. I like the way you've trimmed the report down.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for that.
You're
I think
welcome.
it covers everything I need to know. David, you missing anything?
No, I'm just saying thank you. It's good.
Because he's a data guy, in case you wondered who we were
Yeah, I'm
talking
just
about.
going through the numbers.
Okay. Jennifer, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Father, welcome. We're glad you're here. She's doing a good job for us and gave us a good report. Thank you. All right. We're going to move on to the fire report right now. We have a total of 34 incidents from the City of Stafford Fire Department. And they're in different types of incidences. And we had no inspections for November except one that was pertinent, and that was the fire marshal has done his fire inspection over at the at the Starbucks Center and for Starbucks. So with a little good luck and some things that Courtney's going to shoot out to them in the morning, they'll get that done tomorrow or Thursday. No, he's got to go back Thursday. So who knows? Rick's saying they'll be open by January 2nd. Okay, so we're putting him on. This is on the tape. Oh no! Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear that part. So they're going to be open on the 2nd. So we're excited about that, and we're glad to have a good working relationship with the City of Stafford Fire Department. And they're glad we're getting our trees trimmed so we don't knock top off of their $1 million fire truck. That's it for me for the fire report. City Administrator report.
Thanks, Mayor. A few items to end the year. First of all, I wanted to mention we do our best to try and give you guys a good report and present a good budget every year. One of the improvements that we've made in the last few weeks, I got together with Anna Maria and Colleen, and we're going to be breaking out some of our budget detail in the annual budget to be a little more clear on some of the expenditures, particularly in the parks operations. So what you guys will be seeing come budget season is you'll see a little bit more detail on, particularly on the nature center expenditures. So
you notice she left.
I don't know if she knew that. So whether it's utilities, animal care expenses, programs and supplies, those kinds of things are more broken down now, and so you're going to see that in your budget come budget season. On a similar note, as you know, we changed up a little bit the way we're presenting you guys our receivables and expenditures, and so this January and next month is the first time we'll be able to show you guys that new quarterly report showing not only our expenditures but also our receivables. And so you guys will see that coming next month. We try and give you guys a good snapshot every month of our sales tax reports, which I know we do. This will give you a snapshot of all of those receivables. So finance has done a good job of getting ready to prepare that for you guys. In addition, this week staff's going to be having our, you guys will hopefully be there. We're going to be having our lunch on Thursday. And at that event, we're changing.
You going to be able to make it?
At that event, we're changing things up a little bit, and we're able to we made a change this year to where we're consolidating our longevity pay for employees. Whereas before we were giving it basically over 26 pay periods, we're now consolidating that into one check at the end of the year. So this month, in fact, on Thursday, we'll be handing out some 15 longevity checks to those employees that are eligible for people who've been here for as short as 5 and as long as 27 years of service. So you have to be here 5 years to get the longevity check, and so that's the rule. But we're handing those out, and we're excited. And we want to thank you guys as a council for supporting that policy, investing in our employees, because longevity is a big deal. Finally, we had literally had some fireworks over at our wastewater treatment plant over the weekend. I think we sent you guys out some information. We had a transformer blow. It did impact operations temporarily, but luckily we are back online. CenterPoint came very quickly to help respond and change out that transformer. Pump number 2, which is impacted, is now back online, so we're operational there. But it's always nice to have some excitement on a Sunday afternoon. So that said, the lift station is good to go, and Meadows Place is operating as advertised. So that concludes my report tonight. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to you too. I'm going to piggyback on to your comment since you opened the floor for CenterPoint. I got on the horn and contacted CenterPoint contact, who is now used to be Dominic Robinson. It's now a lady by the name of Courtney Truman. I called Ms. Truman, and she was aware of the fact that they had a 250 kVA transformer go up and smoke literally burning. And it was a single-phase unit out of a 750 kVA bank, which is a pretty substantial bank. transformers. And when I got over there, I couldn't find out where it was. I said, well, this is crazy. I'm looking for a burnt-up transformer. They'd already gotten out there and taken care of it, which then allowed them to run cable down into our pumps at the lift station and got it running. So I called Ms. Truman, and I thanked her very much. She, like y'all, and I know council, you will appreciate this, and I know staff will, was not prepared to get a compliment. So she said, well, what else? I went, there's nothing else. We just appreciate it because that does put us in a situation. So it does lead also into Mayor's comments and segues right into my first discussion on county funding. Everybody's supposed to notice that. I've always said I've got a guardian angel on my shoulder, and because I'm not smart enough to figure out how to get this stuff done, but it happens. We got caught up in the middle of county realignment. Our longtime county commissioner went away, and we got another one. But fortunately for us, it's somebody that I'd known before I got into the political world, and that he had a little business, and I worked with him there. And he was our first commissioner when we took over here. So it wasn't like we were strangers. But everybody over in the county was scrambling, and they didn't know what they were doing. Everybody's trying to get a handle on who needed what, and they came out, and we met with Nick and myself and Andy Myers, our commissioner, and his chief of staff, Robert, and somebody else pronounced his last name. We sat down and discussed what projects we needed, what we might have. Because of the fact that staff had prepared and we were able to lay down a CIP immediately. I mean, we just pulled from our CIP, made copies of the pages, put some prices to it, and handed it to them in pretty much that order. And they were asking if we were confident on the prices. We were. And so we submitted that. Part of what was in there was pumps that were affected when the lightning hit. So we were a little scared on that, but long story short, they came back and they put it on the agenda as going to give us the money at a reduced rate. And I said, I wonder why. Rick had heard something different working for the county. Tia Baker, who's very active in working with the commissioners and everybody through the county, had heard something different. So I made a phone call. It worked out well. There for about 3 days, it was a little tense, but we ended up getting the whole amount. So the county, through ARPA, an ARPA request, that's American ARPA Rescue Plan Act, got together and both commissioners said, okay, well, I want to give it this part. And the other one said, let's give it to them all. And, both those guys could have just stepped on us and left us hanging. But fortunately, we've got a long relationship with the commissioners, and it's a good relationship. We work with them and have helped them out in many areas. And in the years past, it came to pass this time that they were able to help us. And so the city of Meadows Place is going to be funded with $650,000, which will replace, it's all really exciting stuff over at the wastewater treatment plant, but it's pumps and gears and panels and control panels, and some generating equipment. So this next year, meaning 2022, the city is going to be in a much, much better position equipment-wise in a 50-plus-year-old wastewater treatment plant. So I just wanted to make that announcement here. I am thrilled. I want to thank Rod, who I thought was going to be here, Nick, for all his work with the staff in putting that CIP together. so that we had it just in a matter of moments' notice handed off, and we just looked so sharp and so professional. I just took all the credit and said, no problem. But we got it. And council, I know that y'all are appreciative because y'all are in there sweating how we're going to pay for the jockey pump, much less the three big ones. And so this was a blessing. So thank you, Fort Bend County, all the commissioners, the county judge. They all teased me while I was there. I was keeping my mouth shut, and y'all know that's hard for me to do, because I didn't want them to say, "Sit down, you're not getting it." But we've been blessed this year. I want to talk about Christmas memories. I was going to brag about our parks director, but she's here, so I won't. But I will say that was an amazing event, and I've been going out to more than one. She made some decisions which I was a little bit nervous about. She took the tent down. I'm going, uh-oh, how's that going to work? Well, it worked great, because you could see the event. You could see the whole event. You could see the people. You could see all of the people, whereas before you could only see just the ones on your side of the tent. And now you can see them all the way across. And the play area over under the ball field with all those bouncy thingies, it was phenomenal. It looked like some sort of Disneyland light. It was beautiful. People had so much fun, and that was a record number of people, according to the chief, and a record number of youngsters, according to Kurt and I. I don't believe I've ever seen that many young people. And I'm talking about the kids. And then now I'm talking about young people that are making up more and more and more of the young professionals that are moving into this city. And so it was really quite an event. And I want to say thank you very much to Colleen, her staff, and I got a chance to meet JC out there. That's one of Colleen's staff people in charge of the plants and all that kind of stuff out there for us. And she's out there throwing hay bales like it was in the field or something. So thank you very, very much, Colleen, and all your staff, if you'd give us a thanks for us. Our holiday schedule. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Courtney?
City offices will be closing at 11 this Thursday for our annual employee appreciation luncheon, and then we'll be closed Friday and Monday, December 27th for Christmas, as well as Monday, January 3rd for the New Year holiday.
Maybe Starbucks will be open. What? What else?
That's it for now.
Okay, very good. Item number D, for those that have taken an agenda, is the Viddy Awards. Again, been something that was on my mind. We had tremendous videos by Josh Merritt of Merritt Media for our elementary school, and that was year and a half project. And he also did about a year and a half's worth of work on Kirkwood. And we had two tremendous videos, and I knew they were good, but I didn't know how good, and I didn't know where to get them judged. Well, I stumbled onto a place that did that, and they happened to be a Texas company, and they happened to be one of the leading awards company in the country for videography. And they started back in the 90s, and they're one of the leading judges of that type of thing in the world. And I mean people from all over, Hollywood and Dollywood and Bollywood and everybody else send their stuff to them. And you can go up, and it's VIDDY Awards. It's a very impressive operation, and a lot of heavy hitters have submitted their films. This year, 2,500 people submitted. And VIDDY, by the way, stands for Videographer of the Year Award. And that's what it used to be called, but they've gotten more hip now, I guess. So anyway, the VIDDY Awards were there, and I talked to Josh Merritt, talked him into submitting them. And he went, "Mayor, they cost money." I said, "Do it anyway." And we figured that part out. Well, he's glad he did. He went and looked. When I called him last week, 2 weeks ago, and he said, "We won something." Okay. And he looked, and we had won a gold award. Then he went, "Oh, no, we won 2. We won a platinum award." So the City of Meadows Place has submitted 2 films. We got 2 awards, and we got them coming. They'll be in our showcase out there in a couple of months. But I encourage everybody that's here in the audience and all of those listeners at home to go onto our website, check out the video awards, and go look at them. You'll see the films. You get to see the criteria. You get to see the people we competed against. And to have about 12% of the contestants get an award, 12 to 16%. And that's 2,500 people have submitted. So City of Meadows Place is shining high, being bright, and we deserve some award and something. I just didn't know we'd get it for that. So thank you, Josh Merritt and Merritt Media, our EDC, for funding the videos and getting those done. So I'm just excited about that. And so the fun part of the meeting is over. And I'm going to turn it now over to council comments. Rick Stegler.
So the Dorrance Lane plans are pretty much ready. We just need to decide when we're going to go out to bid. We need to have a workshop or agenda item to go over, do we want to fund it now or do we want to wait to see if the county is going to give us any money out of the county assistance districts? The advantage of going now is we can get the project started, but that means we're paying for all of it, along with the EDC. If we wait to see what we can get from the county, I don't know how long that's going to take. But if we do start the project before we have that agreement in place, it can't be reimbursed. I'm not real worried about that because we could put it into phase 2. And so I'd like to get the first block going at least.
What could we put in phase 1? Could we put the parking lot and the bridge?
I'm not talking that project.
Oh, you're talking Dorrance. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the park.
So the answer is no, Charlie.
God dang it. You sure we can't do that? No.
So, we do need to talk about it. We need to go over the finances. I can't remember what the number was, 1.4 million for the first block or something like that. But, sooner we get it started, the sooner we can start seeing some work done. So
Is
hopefully,
there any reason we couldn't do that in January?
I'd do it as soon as we can, but that's at council's discretion if we wanted to have a special meeting early January to go over the finances.
Is this a special meeting type of meeting? I think it is.
Unless you want to wait for the end of January.
Well, no, I don't. Courtney, can you pull us up something, get us our invites, and let's go ahead and set some of them early part of the middle of the month.
And that meeting could also go over whatever change we need to do for dispatch to get it funded.
Very good. Thank you very much. All right, Rick. Good one. You're on.
Second one is the bikeway.
That's what I was thinking of.
I think most of you saw the email from Nick. CenterPoint has come back and says, no, we can't be on the east side. No, we can't be on the west side. If you're coming in through us, you're going down the middle. So it really leaves us with 2 questions. Are we going down the middle or are we going to cancel the project? I'm assuming we're going down the middle. Okay. In that case, we will get with our engineers, get them the alignment that CenterPoint gave us, and we can get them started on the surveying and get the project started.
Rick, by doing that, we're pretty safe in setting the path through there then. Was that correct?
Correct, because the pipeline that's coming through is going to be on the east side along the drainage ditch where we wanted to be. And I did send the question to CenterPoint on if we waited for the gas line to go in, could we go over there even if we were, close to it, not on top of it? And the answer they gave us was no. So I don't know how much we want to continue to run into that brick wall.
Right.
I think we take the area that they're going to give us and we go ahead and get going.
So just to clarify, this is the area, there's two towers. This is the area between the towers. So in the center, we're not going underneath the towers. We're going between the two that are there.
Yeah, we have to stay a minimum of 10 feet away from the base
Okay.
of the towers.
Thank you.
And we've got that much space, right?
It appears so, yes.
Boy, that's a good engineering.
Until we have a full survey, I can't.
Understand, Rick.
Because, I mean, we're going to have a tower on this side, a tower on that side. We've got a minimum amount of space in between that we're going to snake through.
All right. Well, I'm in. What's it going to take for us to say go, Rick?
I'll take care of sending the email to the engineers. They probably won't start work till after, January 2nd, January 3rd, but.
Tell them we got a Starbucks here, then come get coffee. Okay.
But at least they've been contacting us, trying to get the go, so they'll be happy to receive the answer. They've been waiting on us, waiting on CenterPoint
Right.
rather than us
Well,
waiting
we
on
couldn't
them.
put it on there till CenterPoint said yes, no, or go away.
Right.
Okay. Again, I think it's noteworthy that Mr. Rick Stagley's been under council comments under here for about a year. He is, whether he, let me rephrase it, all year. And I just want to say thank you once again, Rick, for being our volunteer project manager and taking care of us so well. It's handy to have you here, and we thank you very, very much for all you do. Post office.
Not too many updates. There was an email that went out from Troy Nell's office on the 6th.
If you would put your mouth closer to this and turn it on, you can hear it.
It's on. There you go. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
All right. So we had an email that came out December 6th from Troy Nell's office from Alex Chadwell.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the email contained some erroneous information and confused a lot of people.
Boy, it sure did.
I contacted the congressman's office, and we got a retraction email the next day, basically restating that some of the projects that they're working on with the post office have been resolved, but the one for Meadows Place was in progress. And the progress is that I think we're working with the same postmaster. We have the basic thumbs up from our local postmaster, but that we have to get permission from the district. We have a pad poured. We have assurances that we will be watching it much closer with both a camera that's dedicated to keep it, and the fact that it will be in front of where our police come and go, I think is a good indicator that it will be probably a safe location compared to some that are unattended or others. And so,
like the one in front of their post office?
yeah, even that one I think recently had issues again. So
Oh, yeah, it's shut down.
I think the camera and having our police department here, I think, will give us hopefully the right combination of security. So we're still waiting to hear back on the post office, and Congressman Nell's office is continuing to put whatever extra input they can into getting that done. So they are aware of it, and I would like to say thank you to the residents. There were several dozen residents that submitted a fairly intrusive form to the congressman's office, and that's what got us pushed up, and that's why some of the confusion, because there were so many people from Meadows that responded in comparison to what they considered maybe not a big problem. They obviously, the more people that submit, the more they act on something, and so they were quite anxious to get this off their plate and back to the post office. So hopefully this will be resolved soon.
Well, I'm having breakfast with the congressman, myself, and about 20 other people. So I will. I'll pass that on to him. And FYI, Bob Graff is the guy who got him in there. So we've got a very good relationship with the congressman. Bob and he talk actually fairly frequently. So it's something that we can do, and I would expect a good return out of them. But I also want to take the opportunity to thank David for picking this ball up and running with it. And all of a sudden, after he got involved, we had some action and we started seeing some results and things started flying around. I went, dang. They were wondering, who in the heck was this David Mertens? And I just said, well, that's David. So anyway, thank you very much, David. Appreciate your efforts. Okay, we're moving on to the item to regular agenda. This is, we got a lot of stuff to cover in here. The first one is item number 1, discussion and consideration of Resolution 201-39, authorizing staff to move forward with the demolition of the building located at 11810 Dorrance Lane, which the city found to be substandard on February 23rd, 2021. Council, what I'm going to need is just a motion to, but we can have the motion, but we can. I would prefer to have the motion in a second, and then open the discussion, if we can, to get that going. And I want to point out that we have with us our attorney, who has some benchmarks and any other items we might be wanting to discuss later on. But we need to go ahead and get this taken care of, and I'd like to have a resolution on it before we bother Mr. Lee coming up. As if council chooses not to, he can go home.
I'd like to make the motion.
Okay, have a motion to demolish. Second by Kelly. Council, any discussion amongst ourselves on this? Because okay.
Yeah, I'd like to hear.
All right, Mr. Lee, you have council motion to demolish this house. Second, and now it's your turn. You can come up, get close, talk to us, and please. And is there anybody else in here that wants to address this issue?
Yes, sir. I bought this property for 2 years ago, before the COVID, and I plan to do the renovation and build an addition. This is a house that I'm going to live for the rest of my life because, I retired as a public servant from the state of Maryland and moved down here. And I love the city, I tell you that. Even that when I was working with the city in the branch of public utilities, they mentioned a tiny city in Texas about the water treatment. And I heard you have just mentioned about that. And then it reminded me that they told me that this tiny city has a very unique facility of water treatment. I forgot it about 14, 15 years ago, and now you have just reminded me. So it was something that I had in my mind. And I missed a house that it was on auction about 10 years ago in this city. And then this house came up, I saw the street, Dorrance Lane, I saw the park, I love it. And I have been working on this in order to renovate this house until the COVID hit. And then I have the family problems of my parents living in Virginia. I had to, for the last 14 months, I have to spend 2 weeks there and 1 week here to tender my business here. I've been going back and forth. And finally, last week, we just solved the problem. They are going to move down here to live with me in 6 months or so. So I have to go ahead to renovate this house, to build this house. It is, that's all I can tell you. I designed it, and I'm going to have the structure engineer to do the evaluation and give me the well footing, because the land in our area, in Houston area in general, is sinking after a while. And also, the change in the ground, and we have to reinforce that. We have to do the repair of the foundation. And I sent Mrs. Rutherford the drawing that I designed up, and I love the city, and that's why. And then there is a new school that's already finished, and my grandson is going to attend that school, and I'm going to walk him from this house to the school. That's all I can tell you, and I can make it happen because I used to be an engineer, and I was the facility superintendent of the county of Prince George's County. I was in charge of all the government buildings in terms of operation and maintenance. So I can make it happen, and I have time now. And after working so hard for 30 years, I put aside the resources that I can carry it out, without having any interruption in the process. Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, you say you've got the resources and time. What I would want to know is, when do you start, and
Yes.
how long do you think it'll take?
Yes, sir. This is the schedule that I have been having, and now replies to the situation. Yes, and I will have the plan submittal on January 25th, because I talked to the structural engineer. I'm going to give him the plan of the house that I drew up, and I identified all the bearing forces that he needs to help me to design a good foundation. And when I submit it, I expect that 4 weeks to have the building permit issued. Around that time.
Say that again?
Around 4 weeks.
About 4 weeks.
Yeah,
okay.
because that's what my neighbor across the street. He renovated his house 2 years ago. He said that's the process. And during this time, we have to order things or whatsoever. And by April, and when we have the building permit issue, we do the foundation preparing, we do the footing, we do all kinds of things. And the framing is going to go up by April 5th or so. That's what, I talked to the people, the carpenters.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Could we make copies of that so council can
yes,
have that?
yes, sir.
Colleen, could you help us on that?
I supposed to send this to Mrs. Rutherford today, but it was 4 o'clock by the time that I finished talking to people. So.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take a second.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the exterior first. I mean, after the framing is up, the roofing is up, and we do all kinds of vapor bearing, proofing, all kinds of things. And we are going to finish the exterior first. And one thing about this, my wife loved this area, is even that we had 2 trees in the front of the yard, and they are old and rotten, but I guess that we can have it for another 10 years. My wife came from an area in the Mekong Delta in Vietnam, and they call the flower village. That was her hometown. The people there, they just tending the plants, they grow the plants in the pot, and they sell throughout the country. So she is very skillful in growing flowers. So that's what we are going to do. I'm going to just add it in the front, even though we have a small front yard, but that's how our love is.
I had a question for you.
Yes.
And again, I understand your 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there,
Yes.
and all that. This issue started even before I was on council last year, and in February it started with a public hearing, a session like this, where there was an issue of the fact that the house was not up to standards.
Yes.
And there was a series of meetings. I have February, March, April, May. I have a going to court over the summer. There was a public court hearing, the judgment issued. Even after the judgment was issued, there was another 30 days given. So literally, there's been several dozen times and attempts. And my question is, the first time I think I heard of any response was when you talked to Mrs. Rutherford earlier this week, or maybe from our lawyer last week or the weeks before. Was there a reason that nobody responded to any of the summons, any of the questions? I
have to say that I'm sorry about that too. As you know, that the COVID, I'm at my restaurant. We don't have the good people who can speak English, thorough English anymore. And people just come in, whatever the paper that they did, they just accepted it. And then they put it aside. And to be honest with you, I have to tell you this. Every time I'm back in Houston, I have to work like very much until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because I have to prepare all kinds for the people to do the selling. You know, I own a restaurant, a very busy one, so I have to cook, to prepare the food for thousands of people so that my employees can sell it individually. And I have to say that I apologize for that, because I was not aware of that. That until the city attorney, by luck, I received the paper when I was there, and then I called her that day. And to be honest with you, by luck, otherwise the house will be blown up by now. And so I very much, I would like to tell you that I love the city, because it is a very lovely city, safe, and I don't have to pay for homeowner association. And for a community like this, I have to tell you, it will run at least $300 per month in terms of homeowner association. If you make a comparison anywhere else in the city of Houston with a decent community like this.
Mr. Lee,
yes.
not to be abrupt, but we've kind of heard this story.
Yes.
And this started back on June 19th, 2020. This is December of 2021.
Yeah, it's over.
We have a track here of all the issues that were been addressed by code enforcement, which is this lady right here who keeps track of this on letter. We have records from our attorney, who has also sent things out, and I've taken things out to your restaurant personally, because I wanted to make sure that you had attachments to this restaurant. And I managed to find the restaurant, and if you know that this town is small, it's 1 square mile, in case you didn't know it, so it's not very big, and everybody drives up and down Dorrance, and we looked at that ugly house now for years and years and years. And we're going to address this house tonight. We're going to address this issue tonight. We're not trying to be ugly, but you know, we have lost any trust we might have had in what you're saying. At least I have. Let me speak for myself. I've lost any trust in what you're saying, simply because of lack of no context, lack of response on things that are, for most of us, pretty scary if we don't, and you just haven't done anything. And as somebody who was involved in government building up in St. George's County?
Yeah, Prince George's County.
Is that where Annapolis is?
I'm sorry?
Is that where Annapolis is?
It is just outside Washington, D.C.
Okay, that's on the other end.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you know what's going on. And to ignore us is kind of a slap in the face to everybody who's sitting at this council. And so I just want to let you know that's where we are.
I'd like to make
no personal animosity.
I'd like to make a motion that we go to executive session. Here's the other situation. I'll explain it. The reason I'm asking for this. Yes. It's not just our decision. The court's already made the decision to have your house demolished. There is a court order that says your house is to be demolished. We have to just go ahead and finish that process here, but basically the court's already ruled. And they ruled back in October. They gave you till November to appeal. and now it's December. So we're going to have to talk to our lawyer and see at this point what recommendations that she may have. So at this point, the court's already made their decision. They've said to tear the house down. It's substandard. It doesn't meet code. And so our decision tonight is if we're not going to follow the court's order, I need to ask our lawyer what that means if that even happens. So that's kind of where we are right now.
And that's where I was getting ready to go to also, because we need to go ahead with this, our end of it. Now, it doesn't mean that we have to tear this house down tomorrow, David. Okay. But I have a couple more questions here. Yes, and you did make an official motion, didn't you? Yeah. Okay. So we got a motion to go ahead. Oh, exactly. Oh, so he can, okay, I didn't hear it. To the attorney. I got you. I didn't hear that part. Sorry. Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor of moving into executive session?
Real quick, would that be right now, or would we handle the rest of the regular?
Right
okay,
now.
Right now. Okay.
Sorry. Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries and the lawyer needs to come. Mr. Lee, when we get back, we're going to ask you a question about, you're talking about renovations on that thing. We've had building inspections, and so they're talking repairs.
Yes.
And we'd like to know about what kind of repairs you think it needs and how much it's going to cost.
Yes, sir. First of all,
You can wait till we get back.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, sir.
And
yes.
if you want some water or something.
No, I'm okay, sir.
Okay. Somebody up here will help you. Okay. Mr. Lee, we're going to have some documents for you to sign.
Yes.
So please do not leave, okay?
Yes, sir. I won't. Yeah.
As soon as we get everybody in here, we will,
I think we have everybody now.
accept our lawyer.
Well, she's typing up the document.
Oh, well, the heck with her. It is now 8:06. We're going to reconvene, and we were talking about the authorization to demolish the building at 11810 Dorrance. And we left it off with Mr. Lee telling us that he's going to do some repairs and renovations, and I'd asked him to come to prepare a cost estimate and talk to us about money. We have some ideas on that ourselves. So, Mr. Lee, if you would kind of come up and walk us through what you're planning on putting in there.
Yes. This is the plan that I had 2 years ago when I first bought it, and now we have to adjust it with about 25% more because of the material costs. And the labor cost has increased a little bit, but we try to keep it within the 25% increase. Mm-hmm. Previously we estimated of $50 per square foot for 1,000 square feet of addition that I want to put on, and also about $60,000 for the putting the roof on the existing structure, removing all of the sidings and the brick to redo the vapor proofing, put Tyvek around it, put good isolation, and put some kind of like plywood around the house, then Tyvek, and then good siding or stucco. I like to put the roof up so that it can be beautiful from the street, because the structure of the house is the Dutch type roof. They don't have, that house is flat roof. So water seep into it, and I try to get rid of that problem. I love attach a garage because it increases the value of the house. Everybody in the neighborhood has 65 feet of lot width, and my house have that same too. So I would like to put a 2-car garage attached to it, and so just to keep up with the value of the house. And I do the big driveway, and I try to make it very much. I like to make it clean energy. Try to put the solar panel on top and also the battery backup. But with the price increase, I can defer. I can wait for the battery backup. But I am going to do the solar energy and things like that. But because I know the construction process, I can eliminate a lot of waste and I will be there to push up the process. And what I can do is I have to finish the house exterior first so that it can have a good presence. It can meet, it can be a good sight to the neighborhood because it has been the ugliest house for so long. And I owe the city and I owe the neighborhood that, and I determined to do that.
Let me interrupt you 1 second. And by the way, thank you for the kind words, and we agree wholeheartedly. Kurt, we got a 60% lot limit on here. Do you think he's going to exceed that?
Hard to know without having So your engineer will have a plot plan that will show the addition, and then you will get the percentage of lot space that's covered.
Yes, yes.
I think being 2-story, that it
may not.
It's going to be close. I think he might be able to make it work. It's going to be close.
Because you can't exceed 60% lot coverage.
No, it won't be, sir. It won't be. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's kind of, I can't tell.
Yes.
And
I think it'll be right near it.
might be next to it, but that's okay.
Yes.
All right. And Kurt, you had some comments about construction costs. Did those sound?
Yeah. So you had mentioned $50 a square foot.
No, that was 2 years ago. Now the total project is going to be $160,000 at today's value.
Are you saying that's for just the addition or for the entire?
I'm talking about the entire house. The reason is the house has a very good structure. The floor, I step on it, I jump on it, it doesn't squawk. It needs the cosmetic interiors, of course, peel up the old carpet and put on the laminate wood.
You said 60.
So it's very much, for the addition, it's going to be $65 per square foot. And
that would be
low.
The lowest I've seen in a long time.
Can I tell you this? Yes, we can. Yes, I talk to my, because I will act as my general contractor. I work with subcontractor. So there is no 20% of profit. It's going to go directly from me to the subcontractor, and I monitor the materials. And yes, sir. $65 is kind of low, but yes, I can do it.
I would be very, very impressed.
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen a project that low in a long time.
Yes, sir. Because because of the time loss.
I guess what we're saying is, I hope you don't have every dollar you have scheduled into that 160 because you're probably going to push to 210.
I love America because she provides me all the opportunities to work hard, to do it good for my own and my family. And I'm okay, sir, because I have to tell you this.
What we don't want you to do is start
and stop.
Spending money.
No, sir.
And get into trouble, because then you're going to even have more money torn down.
To be honest with you, 15 years ago, I bought shares of Boeing at $57 per share. I bought a bunch of them.
Well, I don't need to know all your
And then
finances.
now
I
it,
just
it
wanted
has
to
gone
let you
to
know.
300 some. So I am okay financially. I love the city. I love, this is my last home.
And that's all great, and we really appreciate those sentiments.
Yes.
But we're going to need some assurances. So I'm ready to move on. If
Yes, we
Yes.
got our
So
attorney back.
financially, I can cover that. Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you for your responses. With that, I am going to withdraw my motion that I made earlier. I withdraw that motion and then turn it over to.
Are you going to submit a new one, or are you going to amend his?
no, it's going to be a new one. He withdrew his.
Okay, his totally withdrawn. Very
Yeah.
good.
So I move for a motion to pause demolition of property at 11810 Dorrance Lane with several conditions.
Mr. Lee, you need to listen closely.
Yes.
These are the conditions that are going to apply to you.
Yes.
If you don't
And,
feel
and
you
we'll-
can meet them, you need to say so right now, because she's going to hand you a piece of paper with those same conditions on them.
Yes.
And ask you to sign them.
Yes.
Okay?
One, find that on September 27th, 2021, the city of Meadows Place, Texas, received a judgment against the homeowner, providing for the assessment of civil penalties against the homeowner for the demolition of the structure and buildings located at the property. 2, find that Mr. Ali, the homeowner of the property located 11810 Dorrance Lane, has requested that the city reconsider the court's order allowing for demolition and instead again reconsider allowing him to make the necessary repairs to the property to bring the property into compliance with the city's code of ordinances. 3, after discussing and consideration of Mr. Ali's request, the city has determined that the demolition of the property should be paused and suspended so long as Mr. Ali meets the following conditions. A, Mr. Lee shall secure a cash bond with the city in the amount of $25,000, an amount stated by the homeowner as sufficient for the cost to repair the home located 11810 Dorrance Lane on or before January 7th, 2022, to be submitted to the city secretary.
Yes.
D, on or before January 24th, 2022, the homeowner shall submit a detailed plan signed and sealed by an engineer and time schedule, along with the associated fees to the city for the work to be completed and the property to be brought into compliance with the city's code of ordinances. E, on or before February 22nd, 2022, the homeowner shall apply for all permits and shall pay any associated fee for such permits as is required at the time related to the structure or related to the submittal detailed plans and time schedule. That's out of order. F, the property shall be brought into conformance. Okay, no. I'm just going to add this to E. 45 days after the permit is issued shall begin construction on the structure. F, the property shall be brought into conformance with the city's code of ordinances no later than 5 p.m. on November 30th, 2022. G, the homeowner agrees to submit progress reports to the city to demonstrate reasonable compliance with the submitted plan and time schedule every month on or before 5 p.m. every third Tuesday of the month and upon request of the city. H, the homeowner agrees to provide access to the interior and exterior of the property of the building to the building official or any other designee as appointed by the mayor to enter the property in order to perform inspections as required with the city, providing at least 4 hours written notice to the homeowner's email to confirm the performance of the work in conformity with the detailed plans and time schedule submitted by the homeowner. Number 4, authorize the mayor to execute a memorandum of understanding and acknowledgement drafted by the city's attorney's office containing the terms provided for above, as well as any other terms and conditions necessary to effectuate the spirit of this motion. 5, to reiterate, should the terms and conditions of the agreement made between the city and Mr. Ali not be met, The city shall move forward the demolition of the property as provided by the 240th Judicial District Court of Fort Bend County, Texas, in the final default judgment and permanent injunction. The city and Mr. Ali, the homeowner of the property located at 11810 Dorrance Lane, both agree, acknowledge, and understand that by entering the proposed agreement outlined previously, the city has not and is not waiving any remedy of the award granted to the city in such final judgment, default judgment, and permanent injunction. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
So, Mr. Lee, what that means, and we'll give you a written copy of this, if you fail to meet any of your stated obligations, we can move forward with demolition of the property at that time. So we are giving you the opportunity that you requested, but we need to see actual performance by you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And if you don't understand any of these terms, you need to get with us and get with our city attorney before you sign this memorandum of understanding. Because as I said, I don't want you to go spend $50,000, stop, and then we move in and tear down the house.
Yes.
If we're going to tear down the house, we might as well just tear it down now.
Can I ask you a question? So,
Yes.
I'm going to make the house, if it's, okay, in all, I have to take into all the considerations. I'm going to make the house livable to meet all of the way it is. With the, maybe I have to put the roof up and do whatever I want just the way it is right now to move in. It is okay, right? As long as it is acceptable with, no, I'm talking about is meet all the code right now at this moment.
No, it does not. It does not meet the codes. You have holes in the roof. You've got...
No, I'm talking about, I have to do the renovation, but I'm talking about the scale. It can be small scale, not big.
You don't have to make the improvements and add the additions.
Yes,
you don't have
that's
to redo
what I
the
mean.
facade. You don't have to put a new style roof on. What you do have to do is bring it up to code and
Yes,
standard.
that's what I mean. Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you can move with just 3 repairs on the existing structure.
Yes.
Get your certificate of occupancy. That will address this.
Yes, sir. Okay, yes.
And then you can move into
Yes,
the
and then,
additions.
yes.
It will
and then
require a garage.
Yeah, the garage has to be added, but...
there is an existing carpet in the back. I mean, a carpet. There's no garage, but there is.
Our ordinances require a garage.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yes, sir. To be honest with you, I can, I'm sorry. I'm an American-made engineer, and I used to work days and nights, so I can come up with the plans in a couple of days. That is going to satisfy the city and satisfies my situation.
Your plans are going to have to be signed and sealed by an engineer licensed in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir. I understand that. But I'm talking about come up with something rough, and then he can print it out and adjust whatsoever. But the base work is there.
Right.
Yes. So.
Well, you have until January 7th to either decide to move forward and deliver us a check or deliver us $25,000 cash bond.
It must be 25,000. Can it be 20?
No, it's going to be.
I'm sorry.
We could have asked for the full amount of the repairs. You just said that it's going to cost you. You estimated $160,000.
Yes.
We could have asked for a cash bond of $160,000. Wow. And so we want to know that you are real. The $25,000 will make us whole on our attorney fees to date and the cost to demolish the house. That's all we're after.
Okay, yeah.
So we want, I want you to make these improvements and get this house livable.
Yes, sir. Yes.
But you have to actually carry through what you've told us.
Sir. Yes.
On the timelines,
yes, sir. Yes.
Because if you give us that $25,000 check,
yes,
and you don't make that January 22nd or 24th date, the house is coming down.
You mean next year? Next year.
Next month.
Yes. You mean, okay. Yes, sir. Okay.
And we will keep the $25,000.
Yes, I understand that. $25,000 is a good sum of money. I have to work for about 3 months to save that much, so I'm not going to abandon it, to forfeit it, yes. Yes. Yes, sir, yes. Yes, sir.
We've had a motion and a second. Any further discussion, council? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Mr. Lee, hang around.
Yes.
If you would, this is Megan. Megan is going to give you some
Yes,
paperwork.
I talked to her, yes.
For you to sign.
Yes.
And I want you to go away from here knowing that what I said earlier stands true. I have no faith in what you've done. However, I do, and I am encouraged by what you were saying. And we want you to come in there and make that home as beautiful as you can make it. I hope your wife puts all those flowers out there. I'll probably walk down there and see them. But we want you to do that and become one of the key citizens in this city. And trust me, if you change that house from what it is to what you described, everybody's going to want to know y'all. And your granddaughter's going to have a good time in school, okay?
Thank you very much, sir. And I have to say that I apologize for my negligence because of the situation. And I have to accept the conditions that the city is giving me. But I will try my best to be a citizen of this city. You know, as a public servant, I work very hard to serve the public, and because I love America so much. So that's all I can tell you. Yes.
Well, that'll be great. And once you get all settled in, you come see me and we'll find you something to do in the city. We probably have something in the Parks Department. Okay. And I'm looking for an agenda. What the heck did I do with it? Here we go. Well, council, congratulations. Y'all did a great job. All right. This is item number 2, discussion and consideration of resolution number 2021-40, authorizing the mayor to execute agreement for lawn landscape maintenance per bid 2022-02.
Mayor, I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to be abstaining from this one. I was named in the Form 1295. One of the contractors putting a bid in did a sprinkler system at my house over the summer. I have no existing service contracts, anything, and no outstanding bids with him, but as precautionary measure, I'm going to abstain from this one.
I understand. And that still leaves us with a quorum.
Just a question, Kurt. You're not a part owner of this, though, that you would just use them as a subcontractor.
Correct. Yes, sir.
That is not the purpose of a 1295. An intermediary? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. As you know, the city recently went out for sealed competitive bids for lawn mowing services within the city. Services spending on this service exceeds $50,000 threshold and therefore must be bid. We received 3 bids, which were opened on Tuesday, December 7th. The bidders included Texas Lawn Works, Special Touch Landscaping, and Better View Landscape Services. City scored each of the 3 on price, municipal, large commercial experience, the ability to meet the city needs, equipment, personnel, etc., and whether or not the business is historically underutilized. The scoring sheet is attached somewhere. The city's package expressed a 3-year agreement with an option to extend to 5. Any year-over-year cost increase over 5% will trigger rebidding. Okay, and so here we go. If everybody will turn to the bid package, and the scoring was based on a range of 1 to 5 in price, municipal experience, ability to meet the needs in historically underutilized businesses. As it did, you've got Better View with a total score of 9, Special Touch with a score of 10, and Texas Lawn Works with a score of 13. It's my recommendation that we go ahead and award this to Texas Lawn Works, who is our current vendor, who has a good working relationship with our Parks Department, although she said she's going to really square them away this time. So, council, I need a motion to move ahead with this and authorize me to sign this contract. Motion by Rick, second by Kelly. Any further discussion? Yes. Any further discussion? What made you say that? Oh, okay. Well, with nobody wanting to speak up on this item, let's move ahead. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Texas Lawn Works is going to be awarded that after the city secretary gets me the paperwork to sign. Yes. Okay. Moving on. Kurt.
While we're waiting for him to come back in, Nick, thank you for doing the proposal and the scoring on this. I think it was well done. I'm glad we're in compliance now with doing this, and look forward to continued service.
We always do scored these things.
I hadn't seen anything scored yet, so this was the first time I've seen it.
This is the first time
anyway.
you needed to. Kurt, it was awarded to Texas Lawn Works. Okay. Item number 3, discussion and consideration of resolution. Take care, guys. Thank y'all for coming by. Did you want to address it? No. Texas Resolution 2021-41, appointing 4 directors and possible advisors to Economic Development Corporation for a term commencing immediately and ending December 31st, 2023. Do we not have backup? Yeah, it's in the packet. Oh, EDC, duh. I'm reading off the agenda. Sorry about that. If you'll turn into your packet, you'll see our EDC members expiring are Kurt Kopczynski, Tim Gooding, and Richard Ramirez, whose terms expire on 12/31/2021. We have a situation where Tia is also up, and I'm going to ask that we go ahead and move Tia back into that and give us all 4. We may have some change in the future sometime, but right now that'll fill the EDC. Okay, so I'm making a motion that Kurt Kopczynski, Tim Gooding, or I'm making a suggestion that Kurt, Tim, Richard Ramirez, and Tia Baker, who are all on there now, be reappointed to directors of the Economic Development Corporation. Do I have a motion? Motion by David to appoint those directors. Second by Kelly. Any discussion?
I thought we were going to try to get one of the council members off. Did it just not pan out?
It did not. And I've talked to some that will be coming to the meetings and to acquaint and appoint themselves to confirm that they want to be involved. And if so, we may move about that time.
Okay, so the people we were talking to weren't ready to commit yet.
and we had a desire by the president to have some meetings with them individually.
Okay.
No advisors no advisors at this time. We can always come in later with advisors.
Am I able to vote on this since I'm a part of it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good deal.
That's one of the reasons I want to try to pull 2 council members off of here. Okay? But since that one's not here, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? No, I don't. Kelly. Oh, sorry. Wake up. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Well, I'm going to have to go down and get some dang hearing aids. I couldn't hear what David was saying. He's saying I got a motion about that. What are you talking about? Okay, item number 4. Discussion and consideration of resolution 2021-42, appointing 2 commissioners and possible alternates to planning and zoning for a term commencing immediately and ending December 31st, 2023, and 1 commissioner for unexpired term ending December 21st, 2022. And if you'll turn to your packet, you will see the proposed members are, and this is to planning and zoning, Mr. Ben Weber, and then alternates would be Stuart Barrowman, Sammy Kemp, and Ann Green. Do I have a motion to... Where is Mike? Oh, wait a minute.
So Mike and Sean are going
and
in
Mike
for...
also need appointed. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's for the unexpired
They're
term.
going in for full terms, and Ben Weber's going in for a half term to cover
She
for
did her chart different than I did. And it
Commissioner
threw me off.
Polonka. So moved.
Motion by Rick, second by David. Any discussion? I do. I want to say this is a great planning and zoning group, and I'm really excited about it. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, discussion resolution and consideration of resolution 2021-43, appointing 5 members and possible alternatives to the Board of Adjustment for a term commencing immediately and ending December 31st, 2023. With much heartburn and much discussion on this one, I'm making a recommendation that we reappoint David Polonka, Chris Golick, Joe DeBruin, and Terry Henley to 2-year terms beginning now, and David Lance to fill in the open term? Unexpired term. I'm also excited to offer for your consideration, Council, 4 alternate members: Joseph Wyman, Audrey St. Germain, Ken Smith, and Ping Long. This is by far, in my opinion, the most outstanding group of alternates that we've ever had. And as y'all know, people move on, move out, and this will get people involved. So unless somebody else wants to kick somebody off and come over this, I need a motion to approve this resolution.
Move to approve.
Motion by Kurt. Second by Rick. Any further discussion?
It's actually
2023. You got 2020. So that's what expired. Okay, gotcha. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Guys, I am thrilled to tell you that, Rick, I think this is the best overall boards and commissions we've ever had. Item number 6. Is the chief here? Okay, good. Discussion considerations ordinance 2021-40, appointing an emergency management coordinator for the city in accordance with Chapter 418 of the State of Texas Government Code. And it's my...
I move to voluntold the chief.
Hey, LT, will you pass that on? The chief was voluntold by Rick Stagley. Okay. Who seconded it? David? Okay. Any discussion on that? I think he does a good job for us. All in favor? Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously, and he has been voluntold. Thank you. Item 7. Discussion and consideration of ordinance 2021-41, setting the 25th day of January 2022 at 6 p.m. City of Meadows Place, City Hall, 1 Troy Drive in Meadows Place is the time, date, and place for a joint public hearing with Planning and Zoning Commission to receive public comments regarding Andrew Meekham's application for a specific use permit per City of Meadows Place Code of Ordinances, Chapter 153, Section 153.094B2D3, allowing for a quick car wash located at 11720 West Airport Boulevard. All we're doing is setting the date of the 25th of January. Do I have a motion to set that date? David? Second. Thank you, Kurt. They're just talking about something else down there. Any further discussion on that? We have a motion to second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Quick quack is on the schedule. Item number E is the consent agenda. Motion to approve by Rick. Second by somebody? Kurt. All in favor? Well, there is no opposed. Motion carries unanimously. And here we come to a favorite part of the meeting, audience comments. All y'all line up right behind the podium, step and talk to us about anything you want to. It's your turn.
You stayed for the entire meeting. Now you got to come talk to us.
3, 2, 1. Item G, adjourn. Motion to adjourn. All in favor? Okay.
Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but you've got presents on your desk there.
Oh, wait a minute. What is that? We have a what? They're from. Thank you for coming, and more importantly, for staying.